As soon as your walk-in arrives, examine the general condition of the shipment and look for torn shrink wrap or pieces of cardboard that may be pierced. As soon as unpacking is complete, carefully inspect all parts for possible shipping damage, and contact RSG immediately if you find any damage. After the initial inspection, locate the hardware bag containing the installation manual, assembly drawings, wiring diagram, and parts that shipped along with your walk-in. This bag also contains a detailed packing list. Please take a moment to read through the installation instructions provided with the walk-in to ensure a seamless install. Installation should only be performed by qualified personnel. All electrical and refrigeration connections should be made by a licensed refrigeration contractor. If the walk-in is to be installed next to an existing building wall, make sure a minimum of 2 inches remains between the wall and the box to allow for proper airflow. The first and most important step in constructing your walk-in is to make sure it's on a level surface. If the surface your walk-in is sitting on isn't perfectly level, the overall fit and finish of your walk-in can be impacted. Leveling methods will be different for floorless or floored walk-ins. Before beginning installation, an appropriate vapor barrier must be placed over the surface that the walk-in will occupy. As you lay out the first floor panel, make sure it is level front to back and left to right. If leveling is needed, place shims between the existing surface and the floor panels. Shims should be rot-resistant wood, strips of galvanized metal, or another sturdy material which will not deteriorate due to weather. Shims under floor panels must be on 18 inches on center or less across both length and width of the panel to provide adequate support. Continue laying additional floor panels, leveling as you go before camming the panels together. For walk-ins without a floor, panels must be attached to screeds supplied with your walk-in. Just like a with-floor walk-in, if the existing surface is not level, shims must be placed under the screeds or wall panels. The shims used must be 4 or 5 inches wide to match the thickness of the wall panels or the screeds, and must be placed every 8 inches or less. When the entire screed assembly is leveled, carefully and without disturbing the shims, lift the screed sections, tip them upside down, and apply a heavy bead of construction sealant. This is supplied with your walk-in and should be applied to the bottom along the edges that contact the building floor surface. Next, seal all screed joints with sealant. Make a final check for squareness and levelness, and secure the screed assembly to the building floor with fasteners that are appropriate for the building floor. At this point, you're ready for the walls and ceiling. Select the first panel to be installed, typically beginning with a corner. Position the corner in the proper location on the walk-in floor or vinyl screed assembly. And if the walk-in has a floor, flush the corner panel with the corner of the floor panel in both directions and lock it securely in place. Select the next panel as shown on the floor plan and place it next to the corner. Making sure the panels are aligned at the top, turn the cam locks along the vertical edge until they are completely engaged. Then, engage the cam locks along the floor panel. Walk-ins should be installed in sections with opposite walls going up first, and then the corresponding ceiling panel. This allows the ceiling panels to serve as supports between the opposite walls as the installation progresses. When installing the ceiling panel, it's best to avoid gasket damage. To do this, lift the panel and set them in place rather than sliding them. Do not lock ceiling panels to the walls until all ceiling panels are in place. It's best to start with camming ceiling panels together so that the entire assembly can be adjusted flush with the walls. When construction of the walk-in is finished, it's important to check the alignment of the door section. To do this, place a carpenter's level against the door frame leg or inside the opening to ensure it is aligned correctly vertically. Also place the level against the face of the door to ensure correct vertical alignment. If the alignment is off, you can uncam the door section and make adjustments. Check to ensure the door plug is seated correctly in the frame. The gap should be uniform on all sides of the door. If adjustments are needed, refer to the sticker on the inside of the door plug. One of the last things to check is the door sweep on the bottom of the door. Simply take a look at ground level. The sweep should come in contact with the floor lightly. but shouldn't bind and stop the door from closing. If the sweep is too high or too low, it can be adjusted by loosening the screws along the sweep. Simply tighten them once the sweep is at the desired height. Floorless walk-ins will have slam braces on the back of the doors. These should be secured into the floor with appropriate fasteners. After all panels are in place, recheck the positioning of the ceiling panels and lock them to the walls. Then tap plug buttons in place on all cam lock locations. All installations are not the same, but procedures outlined in this video should ensure success in most applications. For more information on installation or to arrange installation services, please contact our service team at 877-503-5253 or email rsginstall@refsg.com.